cause a rift in your marriage for the rest of eternity by bringing a dog home.
I've never crossed that line. I don't know what's on the other side.
It's fine, you'll survive it, I promise.
Really?
Oh yeah, because nothing says healthy marriage like tearing each other down on national TV. Remember Christine's face in that episode when she got Noel for Gwen. Kody, of course, chimes in with his classic line, "This is so sad." As if Christine wasn't just trying to make her kids happy, because, you know, they were miserable living in Flagstaff. But hey, let's shame her for it, right? Didn't they have a dog before? I could have sworn Kody made this huge dramatic deal about burying it at the Lehigh house. They always had dogs, and Kody didn't seem to mind. That is, until he hooked up with Robyn, who, surprise surprise, hates dogs. Then suddenly, Kody's a dog hater too. Funny how that works. It's not like he was ever around anyway. Christine could have gotten a dog and kept it a secret, and he wouldn't have even noticed until it was old and gray. Wasn't Gwen the one who said Kody was around so little that she even mentioned the dog didn't recognize him? Classic. But hey, at least Christine got a pet and prioritized her child's happiness. Imagine that. Not every mom is too busy playing games with their egos to actually care about their kids. This whole thing took me back to that time Kody absolutely tore into Christine over the Ken dispute. Fast forward to this scene. Christine isn't being dramatic, isn't flipping her hair for the cameras, yet Kody is still all about finding fault with her. He can't even put his kids' happiness or mental health ahead of his ridiculous obsession with punishing Christine. He and Robyn are the ones who turned the family upside down, and Christine's just over here trying to keep the peace for her kids. And don't even get me started on Robyn's whole obedient wife routine with her smug little comments. Oh please, she would never. It's all so typical. Kody grabs onto the dog issue as another excuse to distance himself from the wives he already checked out on. He's already failing as a partner and a father, and now he's denying them the comfort of a pet. Really? As if the kids didn't already have enough to deal with. Honestly, did Kody really think Christine would just keep taking his crap forever? Good for her for leaving and finding her own happiness. She deserves it, and so do her kids. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Do you promise? Robyn asked, dripping with sarcasm when Meri said it wouldn't change her relationship with Kody and Robyn. Honestly, Robyn wasn't sad about Meri leaving. She was furious. You could see the real Robyn in that moment, and it was ugly. I was honestly shocked by how hateful she was. But why would Robyn care, right? She gets Kody all to herself now. It's not like Meri helps with the kids. Is she upset because Meri's money won't be padding their bank accounts anymore? Oh, absolutely. That's exactly why. Let's be real here. Robyn is allergic to work. She needs Janelle, Christine, and Meri around to bankroll her shopping habits. It's not about wanting sister wives. She's never shown an ounce of interest in being a sister wife. She's not about that co-parenting life, doesn't want to do family dinners, avoids event planning, and definitely doesn't want Kody to have any time with the other wives. She wants everything for herself and her kids. Top priority, of course. She's got the mentality of plural wife number 1, not number 4. She runs Kody's life while doing absolutely nothing but shopping. Oh, and don't forget, the nanny's got the kids, because Robyn can't even be bothered to raise them herself. And let's talk about Meri's laugh. I can't. She was so over Robyn's nonsense. It was pure gold. The relationship won't change because it was fake from the start. They go months without even talking. Honestly, what's the difference between Meri being in Flagstaff or Utah? She'll just be keeping all her money now. That's the real change. Oh, and what relationship are we even talking about here? Meri hasn't been invited to any holidays, hasn't gotten a text, and certainly wasn't invited to hang out during COVID. She's been doing her own thing, and honestly, good for her. Or maybe when Robyn said the relationship wouldn't change, she meant Meri will continue to contractually film with her a certain number of times a year so Robyn can keep cashing those TLC checks. That relationship, right? I swear, Robyn is a nasty piece of work. So selfish, so self-absorbed. It was honestly disgusting how she took the attention away from Meri's pain just to make it about her. A sick, twisted woman. She hasn't bothered to even call Meri in years, let alone invite her over. How does she think that looks authentic? Honestly, once Meri's away from these toxic two for a while, I think she'll finally see them for who they really are. Right now, Robyn's using her kids to keep Meri hooked. It's pathetic. Robyn struts off, clearly hoping the camera will follow her. She doesn't want the conversation recorded. This woman, seriously, so crafty. And honestly, it was kind of hilarious the way she just kept shouting over her shoulder as she walked away, reminding everyone that she was walking away. I almost lost it. Then she made a show of walking halfway around the poo-poo pond and just stood there, watching to see if anyone would follow her. Robyn's probably just waiting for someone to chase after her, like it's a dramatic interruption she's hoping for, not just a cameraman. I'm just going to go for a walk, she says, then turns back to make sure everyone's really paying attention. Classic Robyn, right? I half expected Kody to run after her. She probably wanted that too, though. She was laying it on thick. The drama was unreal. It's almost cruel at this point, watching Meri trying to voice her pain over and over while Robyn just sails along in her perfect little world, getting love and companionship, while Meri's stuck dealing with the fallout of Kody's indifference. It's sickening. It feels like Robyn's telling Kody to shut up because she knows how he feels, and she doesn't want Meri to hear it. And of course, she doesn't want the camera to pick up any of his plans, like the whole shady deal with the land, or the fact that they're scheming behind everyone's back to take it all for themselves. Robyn's made sure Kody stops talking to his other wives, because, hey, can't have any of their little secret plans leaking out. After all, Kody leaks like a sieve. Honestly, it's like watching a kid threaten to run away from home, but then just stand there in the driveway, yelling more threats. And then, the audacity, Robyn telling Kody not to say anything. She's not the Kody interpreter, she's just his enabler at this point. I get it, this might not be what she signed up for, but come on, she has to be honest about everything, including Kody and his manipulation. It's just another example of Robyn making someone else's pain all about her. Meri is fighting to tell her truth, and Robyn steps in to stop Kody from acknowledging how he really feels, as if anyone doesn't already know he hasn't loved or cared for Meri in years. Meri deserves her moment to say, Kody doesn't love me, and I deserve better. But Robyn can't even let that happen. Meanwhile, Kody's acting like he's some kind of saint, pretending to care about Meri like it's this noble sacrifice. It's all so fake. And Robyn, oh Robyn, sitting there crying over her sister-wife porch dream again. Honey, just drag out your single chair and have your fake tears because no one's buying it. The other wives, they're finally taking control, living their best lives now that they've cut the two of you out. Robyn's claim that she worked hard to forgive the teens for their reaction to her pregnancy with Solomon is absolutely baffling. Seriously, what exactly did she expect? She's a grown woman who, on national TV, admitted that she knew her entry into the family would shake things up for the wives, and that she was aware of the emotional ripple effect. Yet, somehow, she can't cut the teens any slack when they don't greet her pregnancy with a parade, hugs, and confetti. They're still adjusting to the sudden, earth-shattering bomb of a new family being dropped into their already delicate, stretched-thin dynamic. But no, instead, Robyn plays the victim, acting like their reaction is a personal betrayal she had to work hard to forgive. Like seriously, that may be her lowest moment. And let's not forget the kicking the dog incident. Oh yeah, that gem. She literally kicked a dog to avoid getting fur on her super long pants, or maybe to protect the precious little one she was carrying. depending on which version of the story you're hearing. Either way, it's a low bar for decency. Honestly, Robyn might be the most unlikable person to ever grace reality TV with her presence. Now, let's talk about the teens. They reacted the way any normal teenager would. They're kids. Any teenager in any family, polygamist or not, would react the same way. But Robyn can't seem to see that. Instead, she continues to stew in her own sense of betrayal, which frankly says more about her than it does about them. Compare that to how much grace she gave Dayton when he showed some hesitation during the SADKRAB announcement about Ariella. She practically bent over backward to be empathetic toward him. So why can't she extend that same grace and understanding to the teens, even now? It's almost like she's just too self-absorbed to acknowledge the impact her actions might have had on anyone else. And honestly, this is why Robyn deserves all the criticism and negativity the viewers throw at her. How sad and petty do you have to be to still obsess over how some teens reacted to your pregnancy years ago? Meanwhile, Kody endlessly blames his ex-wives for his fractured relationships with his kids, but never stops to consider how Robyn's words and actions could have contributed to that distance. If I were one of those kids and heard her say something like that, I'd have even less reason to ever want to deal with her or Kody again. It's almost like Robyn has a specific agenda with certain family members. Take Hunter, for instance. She always targets him, painting him as cruel, simply because he's one of Kody's favorites. It's clear that Kody values Hunter for his physicality, and it's even more obvious that Hunter genuinely cares for his siblings, especially Truly. Robyn is so insecure that she can't stand the bond Hunter shares with Kody, so she's clearly trying to drive a wedge between them. That's how threatened she feels. It's pathetic. Robyn seems to live in a constant state of fear, always seeking unconditional acceptance for everything she does, regardless of the consequences for anyone else. She seems to think having a child with Kody would somehow cement her place in the family, as if her baby is some kind of pawn to win her the approval she desperately craves. But that's not a solid foundation for a relationship. It's manipulative and selfish. The truth is, the other kids didn't need forgiveness. Robyn needed to get real with herself and try to see things from their perspective. Two things she struggles to do on a good day. Her whole forgiveness comment just shows how out of touch she is, and how completely self-centered her approach to everything is. She honestly expected to waltz into the family and be treated with the same respect and admiration the older kids had for the original wives, despite not having put in anywhere near the same effort or time to build those relationships. That's the most telling part of it all. She just doesn't get it. Robyn and her damn porch. Seriously, whose idea was it to imagine them all hanging out there? Did Robyn ever invite any of her sister wives inside her house? Or better yet, did she ever host anything at her place where anyone actually came inside? 10 years of living this so-called family life, and I can't recall a single time when they filmed everyone getting together at her house. Does she really think anyone watching the show believes she's being serious about this porch life fantasy? She's got them all out there because there's no way in hell she'd let them in her house. It's just another one of her tactics to make Kody think she's the only one who's ever been a good sister wife. Please, and let's talk about those grown kids. None of them ever lived in Flagstaff, so why on earth would they bring their families there just to sit on Robyn's porch? It's like she thinks that's enough to make up for the fact that no one ever actually wants to hang out in her world. That tearful speech she gave about how she just longs to sit on the porch with her sister wives, it was so fake, even the producers probably rolled their eyes. There wasn't a shred of sincerity in that performance. I'm pretty sure she took the whole porch thing from Meri's mom's death episode. Remember when Meri talked about how her mom's dream was to spend her last years with her sister wives, but that never really happened? Robyn must have decided to latch onto that whole idea and pretend it's always been her dream too. Weird, right? Oh, and don't even get me started on the birthday celebration for Ariella. The one where Kody basically made a public proclamation that Ariella was now his little princess, while totally dethroning Truly. How charming. Then, to top it all off, they find out their nanny and her husband have COVID-19, and suddenly everyone's at risk. Classic. And in the latest episode rewatch, Kody straight up blames Christine for the big house drama. Funny, because Robyn said more than once that she couldn't even imagine living in the same house with everyone. But apparently she's conveniently forgotten that bit of info, so now it's all Christine's fault. Let's face it, Robyn's jealousy of Christine is about as obvious as her love for her porch. Always has been, always will be. Has anyone noticed that Kody just rolled up on his four-wheeler like he lives on the property? I mean, really, was driving his truck just too much of an effort? It's a tiny thing, I guess, compared to all the other ridiculousness he pulls, but it still made me cringe. And don't even get me started on him and Robyn. They can't ever seem to show up in the same vehicle. It's like they make a big deal about coming and going separately, even though it's painfully obvious they live together. Kody doesn't even try to hide it, so what's the point? Oh wait, Kody's house is right next to CP. So yeah, I guess he technically does live there. Convenient, isn't it? That McMansion overlooking CP property. What a surprise. Kody designing jewelry for the wives he never loved. Where do I even begin? Look, the jewelry itself is an absolute eyesore, no question. But as I'm rewatching this whole mess, seeing Kody, the man who now says he never loved any of these women, it's honestly just depressing. It's so obvious Robyn was his favorite, considering the effort he put into her design. Of course, he had to get creative for her. But let's not forget the truly bizarre idea he had for Meri, a dog necklace. A dog necklace. I mean, what was he thinking? Christine's reaction to her jewelry said it all, didn't it? You could practically see the hurt. It was like everyone else got something that felt personal and fitting, while hers just didn't match her at all. And don't even get me started on that mischievous design element for Christine's necklace. That's just odd. All the other wives had designs based on the positive sides of their personalities, but Christine gets a necklace that screams troublemaker. How sweet. I know Kody's trying to act all nonchalant now, claiming he never loved these women, but honestly, it's sad. Imagine having 12 kids with 3 women you never loved. That's not some cool, detached move, it's just bleak. Kody really needs to watch Inside Out or something to understand that you can feel more than one thing at once. You can be mad and heartbroken about a divorce and acknowledge that love once existed. Back to my rewatch. Let's be real though, I don't think Kody had much to do with those designs. It was Robyn, the self-proclaimed jewelry designer and business mogul, running the show. Honestly, if he gave Meri that dog necklace, Robyn would just have to give her a swift kick in the neck, claiming it was scared of the creature, and bam, Meri's out of the picture. Okay, maybe that's a bit dark, but hey, it's on brand. At least they all got something they could melt down and repurpose into something better. On another thread, I mentioned how Kody handled Christine not liking her necklace surprisingly well. Someone else pointed out that Robyn's bizarre excitement and behavior during the gift-giving made it seem like these designs were really her doing, not Kody's. After paying closer attention to Robyn's reaction instead of the wives', I'm starting to think they're right. Makes total sense why Kody wasn't upset about Christine's reaction. If it wasn't his idea, why would he care? Selective remembering, let's be clear. Robyn isn't exactly the world's most brilliant manipulator. But when you look at some of the recent talkbacks and reactions, it's pretty obvious how Robyn rewrites history in her mind. Take the clip where Kody says, "I picked the dress." Robyn watches it today and immediately says, "No, he didn't." Flashback to the past interview, and Robyn's all hurt about Kody sharing that info. But in the present, she insists, He didn't really pick the dress. He came up with options he liked, but I was the one trying them on, and I made the decision about which one I liked. Now, I'm not saying this is the most earth-shattering example of her memory gymnastics, but it's a perfect snapshot of how Robyn loves to reshape the past to fit her narrative. It's all about picking apart words and phrases to spin it, so the rest of the family looks like the villains who've wronged her. It's like she's playing mental gymnastics to avoid facing the reality that her actions have hurt people. Let's talk about Kody for a second, because, trust me, he's not off the hook. The smirk he gave when he told the sister wives was beyond telling. It was like a clear stamp of his own passive-aggressive brand of, I know this is going to hurt you, but I'm doing it anyway. Kody's been doing this for years, manipulating and keeping his wives off balance to fight for scraps of his attention. Honestly, I started watching this show just to see how much garbage these women would put up with, all while being married to a walking disaster. Never once did I consider the lasting impact this would have on the kids. But back to Robyn. The dress thing? It's not about who picked the dress. No one really cares about that. What matters is that Robyn flat out deceived her sister wives. They thought the dress shopping was going to be a bonding trip, a special moment for all four of them. She could have easily said, Kody and I already looked at dresses, but I want to spend time with all of you so we can share the moment together and I can make the final decision. That would have been fine. But no, Robyn didn't say a word about it. Instead, she kept it a secret and even told Kody not to tell them about it while they were all sitting there together. She's basically playing this long game of, let's make everything complicated for no reason other than her own comfort. Now, I'm not saying Kody's totally innocent here. He should have been a decent polygamist husband and put the brakes on the whole thing. But let's be real. The bulk of the hurt and mistrust comes from Robyn's decision to be dishonest. And here we are, with Robyn still acting like she's completely oblivious to it all, never even apologizing. If Robyn thinks she had some kind of ultimate say after Kody picked the options, then bless her heart. But honestly, the whole focus on this tiny distinction is just a smokescreen. It's a deflection from the real issue. The other wives were lied to. And the lie was completely unnecessary. Robyn could have just been upfront about the situation. She could have said, Kody looked at dresses, but I still want to have this special moment with you all, and then I'll make the final call. Problem solved. But no, Robyn chose deception over transparency. She could have broken both norms, because honestly, why stick to some outdated tradition? It's way better to be honest. This is just another example of Robyn quibbling over the smallest, most irrelevant details, trying to deflect from the bigger issues whenever she's caught in a lie or an inconsistency. I'm honestly starting to get the sense that she and Kody have spent years working their way through the polygamous life by scheming and manipulating, constantly making stuff up when they could have just told the truth from the start. Lies are exhausting. And eventually, you're going to have to clean up the mess. Truth? A lot less work and way more sustainable.